Welcome back to Simrai Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. So today's tutorial will be making these beautiful ruffles designed on the Kiddies neckline, as you can see right there on the thumbnail. So it's actually a kid split, and today I'll be showing you how to go about this kid splits. So as you can see right here, the key split is already done. So we'll be starting this tutorial, so I'll show you how these beautiful designs of key split are made. Okay, so if this is what you want to learn, please stay tuned till the end of this tutorial. Thank you. In today's class, we'll be making Kiddies ruffle, and this ruffle or pleats or kissing pleats. Let me call it kissing pleat because it is all key splitted. We are going to key split on the Kiddies pattern. So what I have here is the shoulder line. I've already built the Kiddies pattern. So this is my front pattern for the kid, and this is my back pattern for the kid. So for Kiddies, we don't have any dart for Kiddies. So if you're making their dress, you make it all with their bust and waist circumferences, and we don't have any back front length. So this is the neckline for the front and the neckline for the back. So for the kid, you can also contour the back by 0.5. Then once you have done that, you have contoured with 0.5, we are going to add that back, okay, on the side of the Kiddies pattern. So this is it, and that is what we require for this particular tutorial. So I'm going to cut out the pattern, so we'll start the kissing pleating right away. So this is my neckline. I'm cutting right here. Okay, so we have the back kid dress. This is the center front for the kid's dress, and this is the shoulder seam line. We come right here for the side cutting. So this is all we need for this kid's dress, okay, front and back. So make sure the seam lines are the same. So I'll just cut out. It's like I made a little mistake on the, okay, so I'll just cut this off. They are supposed to be equal for the building of this kids dress. So I will simply come and apply my adhesive here to put my pattern together, so I'll be able to get the exact ruffle required for this dress. So I put my pattern together, as you can see. Can you see that? Alright, so that is that, and that is what we need to do. So this is the center front of the kid's dress, and this is the center back where we have the zip for the kid. So we want to start building this ruffle. So the first thing we do, this is the natural neckline. First, we need to expand the neckline. So on the expansion of the neckline, I'll be going out by 1 inch. But since this is a small scale drafting, I'll just use this at 1 inch. So please expand the neckline the way you want. You can even do more than 1 inch. So it depends on what you actually desire as the neckline, but I'm using this to show you how to go about that. So what I expanded now is the neckline, and it is on this neckline that we are going to build our kissing pleats. We have two double kissing pleats. So I take off the neckline. So I'm going to take the measurement of what I have on this neckline. You can see how I'm taking the measurement of what I have on the neckline. For this small scale drafting, I'm using 9 inches. So I have 9 inches here. Then we have 2 steps Kiddies ruffle there. So I'm going to give a gap of you can do 1.5, but this is the gap I want to make. So from here to here you can do 1.5. So from here I'm marking this line. That is after you are done cutting and you have sewn the shoulder seam. You use your chalk to mark this line. So from here to here I make 1.5 inches. So that 1.5 inches, I'm also going to mark it out now. I'm going to take the measurement. You can see how I'm taking the measurement. This way, that way. I have 12 inches for this. So this 12 inches is going to serve as the is going to be my ruffle calculation. So now here comes the calculation for the ruffle or for the pleats. So remember, this is the first pleat. The first kissing pleat is at 9 inches for half of the bodies, times 2 is the full body, which will give us 18 inches. The second is 12 inches times 2, which is 24. So I'm working with 18 inches now, which will go on the neckline, as you are seeing right there on the thumbnail. So this 18 inches now, I'm going to make pleats. For one side, I'm making 4 kissing pleats, and for the other half, I'm also making 4 kissing pleats, meaning that for the first one, I'm making 8 kissing pleats. And these 8 kissing pleats, I'm going to pleat in 1.5, which is 3 inches for 1 kissing pleat, times 8, which is 24. So I'm going to add 24 to my 18. So 18 plus 24, that will be the length of my kissing pleat, then plus 1 inch seam allowance. So I have, if I put everything together, this is 25. 25 plus 18 will give us about 43. Okay, 25 will give us about 43. So everything I'm marking out now on my fabric for the first pleat is going to be 43 inches. So I come now, I'll pretend this is my pleating, which is you are going to cut for your kid. You will have these pleats at 3 inches. Okay, by the time you add seam allowance to sew them, you have 4 inches. So from here to here, I'm using 3 inches, and the length is the length I just calculated. For mine, I have 43. So my paper here gave me 40. So I'll just add up more paper to complete that measurement. So I'll just come in here and complete that measurement. So I add my paper more because I want to get it exactly. So remember, I got 40 at this point, and what I need is 43. So I'll just bring my tape back to 40, and this is my 43. So I'll cut now at 43. So this 43 is for the round, that is total that will go round. So it means that what I'm using for here now is only half. So this is how I'm going to form these pleats. I want you to pay attention to see how this pleat is being formed. So for the first pleat, this is 43. This 43, I'll fold it by 2 because I'm working on half of the body. This 2, this is my center front. I'm going to make a pleat and a notch to the center front. So this is my center front line. So now I've gotten the midpoint. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build this pleat on this neckline. So this part, I will have it here, while this part will come over the other way. So remember, we have 9 inches and we are pleating at 3 inches for pleats this side. So I'm going to measure now. I'm going to measure what I have from here to here. I have 9 inches. And this is my pleating, kissing pleat allowance, which is the 3 inches times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. So here you can see I have 12. So I'll also measure here, that is the 9 inches. And I have 12 inches for my kissing pleat. So I'll start off my pleating now. So the pleat is at 3 inches, that is 1.5 1.5. Then this 9 inches we have here, we are still going to have 4 box pleats. So 9 divided by 4, because we have 4 box pleats, it will give me 2.25 for each box pleat. Then we'll now have a kissing pleat of 3 inches. So the first box pleat, I will have it here, and then I will have the next kissing pleat. So this is how I'm going to do this. This is the center point. So I'm going to share what I have here, which is 2.25. I'll share it by 2. So once you share by 2, you start this part and impute the box pleat. So at the end of the day, we still have 2.25 crossing at the center of our box pleats. So I mark out these lines for demonstration purpose, but on your fabric you'll be using your chalk. So this is the first box pleat. So after the first box pleat, we'll be having 3 inches kissing pleat. So this 3 inches kissing pleat, I'll find the midpoint. This is the midpoint. So I'm going to kiss the first pleat. So this is how I'm going to do. I'll pick up, I have 1.5 1.5, so I will pick up this and this together. The midpoint will come to the center. The midpoint of this will come to the center. So the idea is this one is coming to meet this. That is how to make a kissing pleat. So I just use my okay, sorry about that. This is the point of the pleat, this line and this line, which is the 3 inches. Just bring it at the center. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, then after that we are going to have another 2 and 2.25. that is 2 1/4. This is 2 1/4. I'll mark it. After that, I will have 3 inches. From here, I will mark 3 inches. So that 3 inches, I'll bring this one. I'll bring my 3 inches. I'll find the midpoint. So you can just take your time and find the actual midpoint, so you don't have it scattered. So I will go over here and hold it down with my pin. So I'm using my adhesive. Since I'm working on paper, I'm using my adhesive as my pin. After that, I've made 1 2 kissing pleats. I'm going to measure another 2.25. So from here to here, I'll make another 2.25, which is my another box split, and I'm going to make 3 inches. So you have to make, for a wider dress you can use 4 inches. You know, it depends on what your calculation gives you. You can decide how many inches you will use. So from here to here, I'll mark another 3 inches for my box split. So the 3 inches I have here, I'll pick that 3 inches, pick this one, come to the center and split it. So that is how to make kissing pleats. So I'll just go ahead and make the kissing pleats. Then I'm going to measure another box split, of, okay, then the last kissing pleat, and then my seam allowance of 1 inch for my zipper. So I'll pick this one, I'll come to the center like this, I'll pick this one, I'll come to the center like this, I'll bring it this way. So here you can see I have my full 4 box splits. So my full 4 box splits now, you can see them kissing pleat. This is the first 1, 2, 3, 4, and box split 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I'll come over here, I'll simply repeat this process. So I'm going to do that off camera now, then I'll proceed to show you what next to do here on this pattern. All right, so this is what I have as my boss kissing pleats. So this is the back and this is the front. So this is the center front. Please don't forget, you are going to make a notch on your center front. So this dress you are seeing here, the neckline, this ruffle is going to be sewn on this neckline like this, okay, till we get to the end of it. Okay, so that's how it's going to be sewn. So but before we sew this, we are going to first of all sew this. So this one will now be on top of it. But let us finish the design we have on this. We have a design on this, and that design, I'll use one of the box splits to create it. You are going to get the midpoint, the midline of what I have on this box, and it falls at this point. So I'll use my ruler and make that design. I'll create it this way and create it this way. So I'm going to trace out what I have on this design, and I'm going to use it to cut on the fabric I'm going to work with. So I'm tracing out what I have here, and what I have here on my trace line goes this way. So that is what I'm going to use now to cut out the pattern I'll use for those designs. So this, you'll be using it to cut on your fabric. So I will pretend this white pepper is going to be my fabric now. So whatever I have here, I'm going to cut. I'm cutting them without seam allowance. Note, because it will be placed on top of that, and we are going to, so I'm going to make multiple of them. Okay, we'll be using the zigzag machine, so don't add any seam allowance. You place it and go to the zigzag machine. We have a machine that can clean up these edges for you right as you see it here. Okay, so I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of each of my box pleats. Okay, so my kissing pleat is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 as calculated, but the box pleat is 7. So I'll quickly use this pattern now. I'm going to create so many of them. I'm creating so many of them. So what I'm doing here, you use your fabric to make it, but note that there's no seam allowance. The zigzag machine is going to take care of it. So I'll quickly create so many of them, and I'll use my gum to drop them at the center. I'll drop them accordingly how they should be on this pattern. So let me quickly do that. I've made those designs. So like I said, you'll be using your weaving machine. Okay, your zigzag machine is going to do all these designs to close up the rough edges for you. So when you do this, you need to open up the pleats. Okay, you need to open up the pleats after you pleat back, so you'll be able to run the zigzag very well. So we are done with the first, and this layer, like I told you, is the layer that will come from here. It's going to be sewn from here, this way, that way, till it completes the neckline. So I'll set it aside, and we want to start making the second one. So the second one is still the same 43, so but it's now a bigger length. Okay, so you can use from here to here 6 inches is okay, 6 inches, but the length remains the 43 calculated according to the pattern we are working with. But I will advise you take your own measurements accordingly. As you watch this video, you take your measurements. So I'm going to measure what I have to be sure I have my 43, so I'll be able to. So here I still have 40, so I just come in with my 40. I'll add up my pepper, and I'm going to repeat the same process. Okay, the same thing I did in the other class. That is what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'll just go this way and add up the pepper. So here is 40, and I need 43. So this is the 40, and I need 43. So this is my 43 as calculated. So I will start up first of all, I'll put it together, the bigger one, and I'm going to make a notch to my center front, or this is my center front. So you remember what we did when we started the other one? We measured 2.25, half of it. Okay, we kept it at the center front, mark here and mark here. So that is how we started the kissing pleat. So now I'm going to repeat the process of that kissing pleat once again, but now on a longer length. So I'll also measure my 3 inches. So once I have my 3 inches, I'll bring this together. And place it at the center, and I'll hold down with my pin. Later we'll be going to the machine to sew that part. Okay, so I'll repeat this for all of them, then I'll bring it back for you to see. All right, so I'm done making the under pleat using the same method as you can see. So this under pleat, we are going to pleat it. We are going to pleat this one. Okay, so I forgot to let you know that what we have here is longer. Please, sorry about that. 12 inches. So our calculation here is supposed to be 12 inches plus 12 inches. Okay, the pleating is at 12 inches and the width we have is 12 inches. So instead of using 9 inches, we are using 12 inches for the second pleat. So exactly the calculation we had before we got our 43, you'll be using 12 inches to do that for the second pleat. Okay, please take note of that. So but all pleats are supposed to be at the same line. What I mean is, first pleat should match up with first pleat, second pleat should match up with second pleat. So whatever width of box pleat you are using is the same for front and back. Okay, so just the length, that is what differs. So now I'm going to place this. I will make my first. I will just use my adhesive as if I'm sewing it on top. So when you are sewing, you must have serged this part after making your pleats. So sew and make it neat. And this one goes in this way, that way, and that way. Okay, so it's one right here, as you can see. So I'll keep pushing it. You're now working with pepper, so if this is your fabric, it will be a whole lot easier for you. So I'll just place it that way and that way. Can you see that? So if you use your actual calculation, you will have it. Then the next, you will sew it on the neckline and turn with lining. So you first sew on the neckline, then turn with lining. So this is it. It's going to be on the neckline, turn with lining. So can you see? So once you sew it, this will be on top of this, like that. Okay, so that is how to go about this. So when you are doing this, make sure you have your kissing pleats. Your kissing pleats are supposed to match up with your, with each kissing pleats, as you can see. So if this is done on fabric, you see the effects better. So by the time you do it on the fabric, you see the effect. So this is how this should be attached. So I believe you understand this. Okay, all right. So by the time you are done, you'll be sewing your sleeve. You raise it up and sew your sleeve, and this is what you have. So this is how we come to the end of this tutorial, and I believe you learned a lot from this class. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming. See you in the next class. Bye.